Well, I'd like to welcome everyone to our class, our 3-hour workshop. Am I prepared to start or grow a business? First, most of you, all of you already know who I am. My name is Cheryl Lola Lucero, and I am the lead trainer, one of the lead trainers for tonight's session. And really the ultimate goal and objective by the time you leave the workshop is really to help you identify if you're in the right place in terms of positioning yourself to start or grow your business. And so it's really a great starting point to assess yourself in terms of which direction you need to take your business in, especially starting at the start, of a new year. You really want to do things right. And my motto is work smarter, not harder. So, we can do that. I really feel that we can all get to that point. I've been working for the last, 15 years really trying to achieve that. And I know eventually I'll get there. It's just a matter of time. Timing's everything. So again, I'm Cheryl Lucero, and this is Ramon Navarro.
Hi, I'm Ramon Navarro.
Would you like to come?
Sure. So let's see who I am. So
we have evidence.
I've been working with Cheryl now for 5 years, and we met. I moved out here from Los Angeles about 5 years ago, and we have a lot of similar backgrounds, both spiritually and just two similar souls that met up in Denver. It was fantastic. And I've been self-employed now since I was 13 years old. I started mowing lawns and got into business for myself when I was a kid and just got a hold of the entrepreneurial spirit. I've always been in business for myself. Some of my bigger successes have been a telecom company that I ran with my brother. We grew from being 3 people and selling about $155,000 a year to selling $5.6 million a year in about an 18-month period. And so we grew from being three people to either 52 or 57 employees, and somewhere in between there. And that was a lot of fun. We were growing, and that was during the whole .com era and all that was going on, and that was a lot of fun. And I do know about pagers, and we had about 157 phones out and about that we used to make all kinds of money on. And then cell phones were introduced. Never went that business. But I also helped a friend with his welding supply company. He was doing about $162,000 a month and was stuck. He had hired more people. He had bought more stores. He was expanding, but his sales didn't increase, and he didn't know what was going on. So I came in, helped him restructure, just set some goals in place, created an employee manual, policies and procedures, and just put goals and structured the company for him. And in 9 months, he went from $162,000 to $492,000 a month, just like that. Between those 9 months, I had some death threats from some of the employees and all that stuff. They didn't like I was taking control of their day, but it ultimately grew his business, and now the guy's worth about $10 million in assets. His net worth is about $3.5 million. So it's grown. So I have a passion for entrepreneurship. I know the freedom it can bring you. I've also done network marketing. Had a downline of 18,000 people in the network marketing business back in 1999, and I was in California in the electricity and natural gas markets. And so in every type of business, there's a lot of growth potential. It's just a matter of understanding how to structure it, having a vision, and having the persistence to go after it with a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's what we'll be covering today. So anyway, look forward to knowing more about all of you.
Ramon is also on my team to develop written business plans and marketing plans. So we're working on some projects, actually on an ongoing basis. But one thing about Ramon, I can call him and I'll tell him, I have this project. There's opportunity, money to be made. And, can you help me out? And, of course, we work it together. We work respectfully and get the job done. And Ramon, I don't have to explain anything to him twice. He's like on it, He understands business, the dynamics of business, and he really has great leadership abilities, and he's just very knowledgeable, and it's just a pleasure working with him, and I've enjoyed my experience. And, we're friends for life. He walked into my office, walked into my life, and never left. It's great. It's a great thing also. It's really an example that you can create strategic alliances, relationships with individuals, companies, organizations who are in the same industry. And we're a living example of that, the evidence of that. I'd like to thank on behalf of Ramon and myself, we'd like to say thank you, Solera National Bank, for sponsoring our venue, and we appreciate it. Our trainers appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Right now, what I really would like to talk about, and this is at the core of this workshop, this particular workshop, in terms of positioning yourself for short and long-term success, whether you're starting a business such as Angel and what is your name? David and Jackson, or you're a seasoned business owner like Antonio. And you're at a place in your life where you're with your business and your ideas, in terms of asking yourself, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? Where do I envision myself 1 year from now, within the next 3 years, the next 5 years? And really taking a cold, hard look and exploring what your direction will be. So I've designed a formula for success, for business success. It's pretty simple. The equation is pretty easy to wrap your mind around, but it really forces you to think, really think in terms of exploring. It's a process of self-exploration, if you will. So the formula, if we were to mix it all together, it starts with self-knowledge. Really understanding who you are and where you're at in your business. And I talk about that a lot simply because while we're starting a business, as we're starting our business, as we're growing our business, we are still the person, the same person who we were before, when we came up with the idea. We say have a family. We have a family or not. You still have your personal life. You still have your financial obligations. You still have commitments to whether it's your work, it's your family, whatever it is that you're committed to. So it's really understanding where you're at in terms of your life and asking yourself, is this the right time for me to start a business? Do I have the support? Do I have the support, the emotional support for me to start a business? Is the timing right? Physically, am I ready? Physically, how is my health? What does my health look like? I have this great, fantastic idea, but do I have the physical health to support that particular idea, that concept? Spiritually, where are you spiritually? Do you have the support? Again, it's going back, do you have the physical health, emotional health? All of those pieces which really make up who we are, the dynamics of who we are. Because as you will realize, or you have realized, stepping into that business, you're still the same person. You're still the same person with emotions and feelings, and you have thoughts about, is this the right time? Am I doing the right thing? You have your fears. You have fears, you have reservations, you have the joys and the excitement about it. So it's a lot of different pieces that are factored into starting the business. It's your starting point. So really looking at who you are, your self-knowledge, and asking yourself, am I ready to take on a big, a much bigger project for my life? And what are my short-term goals with that, and what are my long-term goals? And if I'm not in a position, if I don't have the emotional support, if I don't have the support of my family, if I'm around negative people, if I'm not in a good place in terms of my health or my physical health, my spiritual health, how can I get there? So it really allows you time to identify those pieces and come up with a solution, a strategy to get there. So we start with self-knowledge, and of course, product and service knowledge is critical. It's really very, very important, because if you have a product or a service, if someone asks you about your business and you really have a hard time describing what it is you are promoting and offering to a potential market, chances are you won't be in business very long. So it's really very critical that you understand the business, the nature of business that you're in, the industry you're in, and what your product and or service business is comprised of. Do you have anything to say about that, Ramon?
No, it's just real important that you understand not only what your product is, but how your product helps people, how your product or service is going to help me as a business owner save time or money or reach more people. And so every product, every service has a benefit associated with it. And so part of the whole formula for business success is knowing what that is and how you fit in. So you might have a competitor that's offering the same type of product or the same type of service, but they don't necessarily offer it in the same way. So how do you, and how does your personality bundled with your product or service fit into the marketplace? And that's how you come in and differentiate yourself, and how you're able to then create alliances and collaborate with competitors, and sometimes make some of your worst competitors some of your best allies in business. Right?
Absolutely. And we all have, everyone has a different method of measuring success. We all measure success differently, right? Some of us have, success may mean that you want to, make $1 million and you're envisioning, bigger physical, you have a physical idea of what that looks like. Some of us may think, okay, I want to start this business and give it to my family, to my children. So you're measuring your success and what your long-term goals are. So really, that's really part of the formula. How do you measure success, and what do you consider your point of success will be? And how do you build that into your business plan? Because these are all components of writing your business plan. It's really understanding these pieces. These are critical pieces to starting your business, but most importantly, to write that business plan. So self-knowledge, your product, your service knowledge, and business knowledge. Okay? So for example, I've had individuals who are great hair designers, hairstylists. And while they're seasoned experts in their industry, within their industry, they didn't, or an artist, as another example, and they don't have any idea how to run their business, to run their art as a business, how to promote their business, how what inventory, what an inventory this looks like, what are the day-to-day operations, what does that look like? So really, what the goal is here is I want to introduce you to the concept of marrying your talent, your idea, with the business. Understanding the business knowledge and how you marry those two components together to create for the outcome to be success. So it's really important because you need to identify strategies. You have to really begin to think in terms of strategy, strategic planning. How am I going to plan my business to introduce my business to really to execute the idea? You have to have a strategy to do that. So another strategy in terms of surrounding becoming healthy, mind, body, spirit, so that you can enter the business and really be strong and ready to move forward. Surround yourself with people who are very positive, who have who are like-minded entrepreneurs, who are very supportive, who are very, compassionate, empathetic, and really business savvy, and who will challenge you and your idea, and really, because not everyone's going to agree with you, and that's good. You really want to, also be around people who will challenge your ability to assess your business idea and brainstorm with you.
Well, if people think you're crazy, you're on the right track. Look at Bill Gates. Everybody thought he was nuts. We all have a computer. And he saw that in the 70s.
He was visionary, absolutely.
Visionary, absolutely.
Absolutely.